Welcome into another episode of Rock Boys Football. We are coming to you with the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl between the Missouri Tigers and the Army Black Knights. This is an intriguing one for me. It kind of stood out, and I kind of knew I wanted to do a preview on it when I saw the line come out. Army comes in as a 4-point favorite with the over-under being 57. This is what jumped out to me is that over under seems quite high, that total. I think both teams really like to run the ball. Obviously, Army with the option, and Missouri just feeding their all SEC back Tyler Beatty, who was phenomenal in the Arkansas game. We'll go click on that box score real quick just to give you guys a little look into how they looked. 41 carries for 219 yards and a touchdown. This is against a solid Arkansas front. And that's really all they could do going. Connor Bazelak could not get anything going through the air, as you see, 10 of 26. Getting into this matchup, I really think it comes down to, do the Missouri Tigers wanna show up and play ball here? They looked a little bit deflated outside of Tyler Beatty playing Arkansas during that last game of the year. Army's coming off a really brutal win in the brutal loss to Navy 17-3 as their last game of the season. And look, a lot of teams that don't really want to play Army. It's a physical game. You're getting cut a lot. They're going at your knees. They're running the ball. It's a physical game. And it's if you don't want to play, like, it's going to be hard to offense to stop because you're going up against it. What I'm interested to see and what really impacts the over-unders, we saw like teams like Wake Forest really get after the Black Knights at the back end. Sam Hartman threw for like 400-something yards. I think it was up to 6 touchdowns, but they were kind of shredding them on defense. What I'm wondering is where has Connor Bazelak been the last second half of the season? This was a guy who I was loving his game early on in the season. We'll go to splits. But as you see, like, he just kind of has been non-existent for that second half. He started the year off with some really impressive performances. Central Michigan threw for 257 against a good defense, 294 against Kentucky. FCS team, take that with a grain of salt. BC, he played phenomenal. They just couldn't get it done. Couldn't really stop the run against BC. I watched that full game. Tennessee was phenomenal against a subpar offense, but 322 yards. It looks like he did throw 2 picks, which isn't great. And then after that, he's just been kind of getting phased out. I think they ended up benching at some point during the season, and then kind of culminating in a really, really weak showing against Arkansas that last game of the season. That being said, it's no question about it. Missouri has the more talented team. And Army did not look very good against the Navy team just a week ago. So we can mute that. My lean is going with that under. I think both teams are going to run the ball a lot. I mean, Tyler Beatty had 41 carries against Arkansas. He's kind of their workhorse. That's really been what's getting the job done for the Missouri Tigers. Looking at the Army Black Knights, I think Christian Anderson, I've watched a couple Army games, and he's a talented dude. He can throw the ball a little bit too. Obviously, they normally stick it on the ground. Army's one of those teams that's been pretty inconsistent. I watched them against Liberty, and they just took it to Liberty. Basically, that was one of those games that Liberty just seemed like they didn't want to play. And they've looked really – and they started out the year looking really good until they kind of ran into a Wake Forest team. But beating a really solid Western Kentucky team, a decent Miami U team, then kind of going down against Wisconsin. But that was a very close game. And then even Wake Forest, like, they were banging with Wake Forest and just kind of ran out of gas, beat a solid Air Force team, beat a very solid Liberty team, and then lost to Navy. So it's kind of an up and down season for Army too, but you'll know they're going to want to come out and play hard. Over-under sits at 57. Missouri +4. If I'm picking, I'm taking the points with Missouri. I think this game is going to be a low-scoring game, so I'm on the under. and I'm on Missouri with the points. Even ESPN Master Predictor has this as a pretty even game. Not that I follow them that much. But I think Missouri's the more talented team. I think they just need to come out. They can't turn the ball over and kind of get it done. They've played some really impressive games throughout their season, almost beating Kentucky, playing BC real tight, who's a pretty solid team, beating Florida in a very exciting overtime game. And then the South Carolina game I watched a little of. South Carolina played a lot of teams tough. So this Missouri team was kind of getting pushed around a little bit in the SEC, as you might expect. But Eli Drinkowitz and crew, I think, can get it done, at least cover 4 points if they come out ready to rock and roll on the 22nd. So that's my pick. That's a video. Appreciate you guys stopping by. And we'll be back with more bowl predictions coming soon. Appreciate it. Peace.